Hey guys, this is Bear Gaming and welcome back to our channel. For today's video, we are going to discuss about core sharing. So guys, I happen to realize something. This is just a mini story mode, okay? So, if you happen to watch my videos from last year, I happen to do some Exos Heroes 101 videos. And I've been doing Exos Heroes videos actually for over 6 months already. I haven't reached my first year yet, but I started I think around May 2022. So along the way, I was making Exos Heroes 101 videos because my purpose is I really want to help newbies when it comes to playing Exos Heroes, since new players have a lot of questions. So I thought that maybe I should be making Exos Heroes 101 videos because from the word itself, 101, it's like we are discussing about lessons at school, you know. Subjects usually are labeled 101, 102 and stuff like that. But here in our Exos Heroes videos, we are just going to do 101 because, well, basically this is just everything when it comes to tutorials. So I happened to stop making Exos Heroes 101 before because it seems that I received some comments saying that my voice tends to be so low and the background music is so loud. So since I have a basic microphone back then, I don't have any control when it comes to that. So I just stopped, moved on, and later on I get to improve things when it comes to video making, and eventually we were able to have a new microphone, a decent microphone wherein I can adjust the volume and stuff. So I am planning to make more Exos Heroes 101 from now on. Again, we're back to it. And just like my two other videos from a couple of days ago, I remembered that I have this one, how to form teams in Exos Heroes. And also the other one is how to play Exos Heroes, or actually how to link your mobile account in Exos Heroes to your PC. So it's just the same. And I'm sure it's also considered as playing Exos Heroes in your computer. And actually, speaking of that, there are actually two ways. One is through the PC client, like now what we're doing, and the other one is using Steam. So since I don't have a Steam account and I'm not using that, or I don't have any plans to make one, I guess, in the future, so I am currently using the PC client because you don't need to use any of the emulators out there such as Nox or BlueStacks in order for you to play Exos Heroes in your computer, because Exos Heroes have their own game launcher, which we are now currently using that one. So that's just a little background of the PC client. So those two videos that I made a few days ago were actually tutorials. And I just forgot to label them as Exos Heroes 101, and I didn't realize I was already continuing with the said video. So I just edited their name and placed Exos Heroes 101 just to make sure that I can move them to a playlist where everything will just be in order in my YouTube channel. So if you want to check out my other Exos Heroes 101 videos, there is a playlist over there. I think there are about 20 plus videos currently. And I'm also planning to remake my videos when it comes to the Exos Heroes 101, because for those videos that you cannot hear my voice, and even though I've also checked it and I really couldn't hear myself, I am planning to recreate or remake those videos. But I'm just going to leave the old videos over there just for the sake of remembrance purposes, because I want to look back at those videos, of course. And if you happen to see two titles probably of the same type of video, it's probably because of that. I just happened to remake that video and make some improvements, but just left the older videos there. So I hope you're not going to be confused in the future. But this is actually a brand new Exos Heroes topic, how to do core sharing, because I haven't discussed this one yet. And even the previous two, the forming of teams and to connect or link or even play Exos Heroes in our computer, those two topics are also new. But you can find them in the Exos Heroes 101 playlist. So if you have nothing else to do and you just want to listen to Exos Heroes topic, I hope you're going to consider my videos. when it comes to listening. So anyway, we are going to go back to the topic is core sharing. So guys, do you know that you can actually share some stats of a strongest Fatecore in your list to a specific hero who doesn't have a Fatecore yet? So this actually works like what I've said a few seconds ago for heroes that who doesn't have a Fatecore yet. So all you have to do is over here in the Air Squadron, just check out the third button, which is Fatecore, or the Fatecore button. And this will lead you to the Fatecore page. You can see 3 buttons below, Manage Fatecore, Core Memory, and Core Sharing. So we're going to choose the third one. So let's pretend this one is empty. I cannot remove this anymore because, you know, it's a waste of cess. Oh, okay, we are going to go to that later on. So you can see 2 slots over here. The first slot is actually free. And the second one, in order for you to open this slot, you need to use 1000 blue crystals. And in order for you to get blue crystals, you really need to use real money for this. So since I'm a free-to-play player from the start, therefore I'm not going to use the second slot. And I think you can open further slots, but you really need to use blue crystals in order for you to do that. So the first one is free. And the first one, what you need to do is look for your strongest Fatecore in the list. In order for you to do that, you can go to the first button over here, which is Manage Fatecore. And then on the upper right portion of the screen, you can see this filter or drop-down menu. This is the sorting portion wherein you are going to sort your heroes by combat power. And usually the first one is the strongest one or has the highest combat power. So currently in my case, it's Rakel. And I'm pretty sure he has the highest combat power since I've already enhanced his Fatecore to 30. This is the max. And already fusioned his Fatecore to 5. This is also the max. And also I've already unleashed his potential and also maxed his signature force. So I'm pretty sure he's the strongest one. Because for the other Fatecores, I haven't completed all of those stuff in order for me to make them stronger. So since Rakel is my strongest Fatecore, therefore I'm going to use him as the representative to share his stats to a specific hero. So this works for heroes who doesn't have a Fatecore yet. So in our case nowadays, since Lenombe has released their second general and most of the Lenombe users are using Vladimir, and since she doesn't have a Fatecore yet, most likely she is one of the characters that's going to be used for core sharing. So if you haven't thought about this yet, or if you haven't discovered this yet, so this video is definitely for you. Because you might be wondering, how come my Vladimir is not that really strong? I've already maxed Rakel's signature force, which in this case Vladimir can also benefit from it since Vladimir is under Rakel's nation. So let's say you've already maxed his signature force and also already unleashed Vladimir's potential, and let's say you already got the best gears for her and yet she's kinda not that too strong and her combat power is low. So your next option would be core sharing. So you are going to put your representative here. So it can be any Fatecore. So it's just so happens that in my case, I placed Rakel there. But in your case, it can be any Fatecore as long as he's the strong one or she is the strongest one. And you are going to lick somewhere here. You are going to lick someone here. In this case, it's Vladimir. So therefore, you can see this stats to share. You can see combat power, defense, attack speed, HP, and attack, and their equivalent amount of stats to share. So in this case, Rakel can share 126,217 combat power to Vladimir, and so on. And you might be seeing this as empty when you are starting because sharing plus stats is from leveling up your core sharing, because core sharing is also levels. So first we are going to discuss this core sharing. If you happen to see this small question mark button, just tap it. This will open a description. Fatecore enhanced stats can be shared to other heroes. This feature is available once a Fatecore that can be used for core sharing is obtained. Heroes that receive the stat sharing cannot equip a Fatecore. Of course, this is particular for heroes that doesn't have a Fatecore yet. There's a 6-hour cooldown once you discontinue core sharing. So let's say you want to cancel this one. Probably you want to remove Vladimir and use other heroes that doesn't have a Fatecore. So you still have a 6-hour cooldown, which means you can only put another hero here after 6 hours from cancelling. And then Fatecore used in core sharing and heroes involved in it cannot be sold or used in the door of creation. So as long as the particular hero is here, you cannot use this for other means like selling him or her, probably dismantle or use them in door to creation. So you cannot do that. So aside from sharing, there's also the sharing plus stat, right? You can get this from leveling up. So outside here, you can see a small level icon here. Just tap this and this will lead you to a sharing plus page. Sharing plus core memory enhanced value is applied to the hero based on the sharing plus level. So applied value is 10%. That's why you can see here, if you're going to press this sharing plus stat from 0, it will be 10%. This is at level 1. And since I already leveled this to level 1 only, that's why you can see the 10% is applied. So where does this 10% come from? You can see Crimson World Fusion count 5 or more applied. So Crimson World is actually the Fatecore theme of Rachel. And you can see here the small question mark icon. Sharing plus. The core memory buff values can be applied on the hero that is core sharing. Core memory enhancement values are applied based on the sharing plus level, and the level can be increased by using a specific currency, which is CES. You need to use around 1,500 CES per level, so that's quite a lot. So if you don't have a lot of CES, you don't really need to do this. Up to level 10. So currently, I'm at level 1. So this is the maximum of level 10. And I'm pretty sure at level 10, this will be 100%. So this percent here refers to this one. Go to core memory and we are going to look for Rachel's Fatecore theme since he's the representative. So just in case you're not using Rachel as the representative there, let's say battery. So therefore, you're going to check out the core memory of battery as well. So Crimson World, remember the name there applied. And then the effect and collection. You can see each representative here has their Fatecore Fusion to 5. So this is the max. Because you can see here, collect Fatecore. If you only have the Fatecore not used by 1 or 2, you will be able to get the additional of 5% for combat power, attack, HP, and defense. But if your fusion stats is at 3 or higher, therefore you're going to receive 15%. But if your fusion stat is 5, like for instance this one, everyone is at 5, therefore you'll be able to receive the 30%. So I think the applied value over there is based over here. So it's just 10% of the 30%. I think this is it. So you remember the 30%, right? The fusion 5 stat. And over here, it's 10%. So I think you can only get the 10% of the 30%. So, we're just going back to the core memory. Oops. So for the core memory, guys, you don't have to stress about it. It takes time. And this only not applies to you, but also it's based on your list of friends you have or the members in the guild. So you need to do this together. It's not just by one person because it's kind of difficult for you to fusion your Fatecores, all of the Fatecores to 5. So it requires teamwork. So as long as you have friends and guild members who have their Fatecore at Fusion 5, therefore you'll be able to receive the maximum collect Fatecore bonus, which is 30%. So again, guys, you don't really have to pressure yourself on that. Now let's go back to the core sharing. So again, I just happened to level this by 1. And since we are using CES, it's kind of risky, to be honest, because I remember the days when Dorka doesn't have a Fatecore yet before, and I happen to have a guild member who was a total fan of Dorka. So therefore, since she doesn't have a Fatecore before, what he did was do core sharing, used his strongest Fatecore and shared some stats to Dorka. And after that, what he did is to level the sharing plus to level 10. So eventually, it's 1,500 CES multiplied by 10 times. So that's a lot, really. So of course, he got the 100% value. But when Dorka got her Fatecore, or when Dorka's Fatecore was released, of course, he had to remove Dorka over here because, of course, the Fatecore itself is much stronger. Really, really way stronger. So therefore, he had to remove Dorka, and therefore, all of the levels he invested over here were gone. So that's the risk of sharing plus. But if you just want to put your character here and not mind about the leveling, it will do, because eventually they were able to share the character with this amount of stats. So that's quite enough. You can see a huge boost when it comes to do this at level 0. So I just happened to use level 1. So I got 10% out of that 30% core memory stats or increase. So that's why I really don't have any plans to level this up further, because you know, we only have limited CES, and especially if you are a free-to-play player, of course you are going to use your CES to something that's more important. Although this is kind of important, especially if you're doing 7 stunner, you really want to make the most out of every hero there is in your team. So, but if you're not really particular with that, so at level 0, it's really okay. So that's how you do core sharing. So aside from unleashing potential, signature force, getting the correspondent blue Fatecore in order for your heroes to become stronger, there's also core sharing. That's one way to make your hero stronger, especially for those heroes who doesn't have a Fatecore yet. So again guys, this only applies to heroes that don't have any Fatecore, such as Vladimir or the other second generals that were released recently, which is Momoring from Nordborn Frosty, Athlon from Wasted Red, and Athlon from Saint West, and Honok from Wasted Red. There I go again, mixing the two, Saint West and Wasted Red. Anyway guys, I really hope you find my videos really educational and useful, especially if you are a newbie. And please do not forget to subscribe to my Twitch channel, and also for my YouTube channel as well, where you can see all of my other Exos Heroes content and other games as well. And also guys, I've noticed that we are getting a lot of viewers recently, but those viewers are not yet subscribed to my channel. So I really hope you will also subscribe aside from viewing, because that will really make me happy, to be honest. So please do not forget to subscribe, and also do drop some comments. This is Bear Gaming. Have a nice day, everyone, or have a great day, everyone.